Hey guys, I'm in Southern California with the refreshed Tucson and the refreshed Santa Cruz. I have the XRT models. These are really designed to do a little off-roading, especially with the pickup truck, but the Tucson has some off-roading chops as well. I think there's a lot of similarities with these two vehicles, even when you're not comparing the two in terms of, the front design. They've always shared this front design and they both have been refreshed for this model year. But the XRT here is on the Santa Cruz is a little bit more serious than we have on the Tucson. All right, firstly, we have these red tow hooks up front. Look how far they stick out, and it really gives some contrast, which would otherwise be a very matte and dull finish. Now we have a little bit of chrome, darkened chrome here at the bottom of this Santa Cruz, but they've made the headlights, or should I say, especially the daytime running lights, a little bit more blocky, very vertical. Before it kind of cut in, it was more of a, a softer grille design. With how vertical it is, it's very blocky, very macho. These are bigger than before, and that sort of design language has crossed over to the crossover, the Tucson as well. But I want to go over some of the more off-roady features. Notice we have more details around these plastic wheel arches, 18-inch wheels on both of these models. They have both, actually, they have exactly the same wheel design. You gotta remember, both of these vehicles are based off the same platform, so there is gonna be some sharing between the two. All right, so 18-inch wheels, we have some off-roady tires here, but these, look at the tires here. These are much more significant. Terrain contact from Continental, where these things are, Kumo Crugen, something like that. All right, so those look like all season tires. These are all terrain tires, and look at the plastic moldings around. They're much more larger. They're much larger here compared to the non-XRT Santa Cruz. All right, and the non-XRT Santa Cruz, they don't have this piece as well, nor that little indented garnish. So stepping back, more black plastic here around the edge, and XRT on both of them. They both have an XRT badge. This one's quite a bit bigger though, all right? I think it fits the more macho nature of the Santa Cruz. Now they both have H-Track, but while that has a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, this has a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with a ton more power. All right, I wanna say it's around 300 horsepower and over that much pound-feet of torque. And they redesigned the back end here to make it easier to come off some steep off-roading trails or some steep off-roading declines. So the angle here is much better because the area in the back is lifted. And I don't see the tow hitch receiver on this model, but the ones that do have a tow hitch receiver, ironically, that one has a small one, but the ones that do have that tow hitch receiver, it is a lot higher than it was on the previous model. So I love the built-in steps here for the Santa Cruz. Man, I haven't driven a Santa Cruz in quite some time. You still have the latching system, which is locked right now. I'm not gonna try to force that open. And since that is locked, this is locked as well. But I can talk about these two vehicles and how they're rugged and whatnot. This one is definitely more rugged than the Tucson counterpart. And you can see a white one pulling in over there. Looks quite good. Really enjoying the more rugged nature of this truck, and I think that's exactly what it needs. Now, I think it could also benefit from having a hybrid, but I have no power over that. So, that was one of the questions we asked Hyundai. Hey, where's the hybrid of the Santa Cruz? So there's just a lot going on right now. That's why I'm speaking so slowly. But let's see here. What is, he just gave me the thumbs up. Cool. All right, we're off to the off-roading races here. Over the cattle gate. Suspension handling that, no problem. And speaking of cattle, we have some Longhorns right here. That's pretty cool. There's also another Santa Cruz coming right at us. That is a beautiful, beautiful bovine right there. If I ever saw one myself, coming from Nebraska. There's one right over there. Lots of cattle in Nebraska, but our climate does not lend for the success that I'm aware of Longhorns. They're more of a desert thriving bovine, but they look quite regal, quite majestic. And yeah, there's the cows, not the bulls with the big horns back there. And there they are, just sitting and being happy cow. All right, so here we are in the Santa Cruz. They have revised a lot of this. This is kind of copy and pasted on over from the Tucson and the Santa Fe. I think very wide and spacious front area here, very horizontal. We have storage here, dual 12-inch screens, pretty fancy. Physical climate control, no problem. I do have a traditional shifter here where the Tucson has moved their shifting to the steering column. So I like having a traditional shifter on a truck. I also don't mind like a steering column shift either. You know, in the Tucson, they moved it to here, which gives us a wireless charger in this area instead of it being back here. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Both of them are functional. I like this interior quite a bit. And I'm just gonna start going a little bit quicker here, seeing what this baby is capable of. I remember taking the new Santa Fe off-road with this powertrain, the turbo, and it was an absolute monster. Okay, this is gonna be a monster too. Now you might be saying, Kirk, it's not body on frame, it's a unibody, it's, you know, it's based off of a crossover. Doesn't mean it can't do some light trail. I mean, this is just, you know, gravel road here. Now, let's see here. Can't really see over the edge, but that's all right. Now, I could do some downhill ascent control here. Let's see. Yeah, it's on right now, but I'm gonna override it. And there's an ABS kicking in a bit. We don't wanna fly off the mountain. This thing is quite good. All right, so I'm gonna take downhill ascent control off. Yeah, I feel very confident in this. It feels very light compared to a lot of off-roading trucks I've taken off-road. Now, I could use the paddle shifters probably to keep it in gear a little bit better. That way I get a lot of wheel slide when it downshifts when I'm uphill. But, ooh, this is pretty steep. Let's take it kind of slow. Take it wide, cut in. Let's keep our momentum. There we go. That's the secret of down, like with an automatic. You kind of got to make sure it's in the right gear as you go up the hill. Get the momentum before you go up the hill. In some instances, if you have boulders and other things, oh, I think I bottomed out the back rear suspension. Gosh, I can't even talk. I bottomed out the left rear suspension there, and it's just pulling right along. So much torque in this 4-cylinder. Now, I will say, I feel like there's a lot more, I don't know, struggle in the frame of this vehicle compared to like a traditional body on frame truck. Like, it just doesn't have that stiffness of the traditional frame, ladder frame that I would like for off-roading, but doesn't mean it's not capable. It just doesn't feel as comfortable. Conversely, this is a pickup truck on road. It's going to feel insanely comfortable. It's going to feel just like a Tucson. So you get all your comfort from a car / unibody crossover on road. You don't quite have the durability of, let's say, a body on frame pickup truck off road, but this H-Track all-wheel drive is more than capable. The suspension here is definitely, and just the rigidity of the body here is just the weakness of this setup. But hey, you can take me to beautiful vistas like this, no problem. Wow, absolutely gorgeous. Very grateful. Ooh, I'm gonna pull off here. We'll take a quick selfie while we're on top of the world. That's what it feels like anyways. There we go, before I take my selfie. There's a Tucson getting on. There's another Tucson. Look at these guys. There they go. Look, that naturally aspirated engine, no problem getting up. There we go. little dust action. All right, there's a Tucson ready to take my spot. So I'm gonna let them take that spot and get their own selfies. There's our favorite seatbelt chime. Now we're going downhill. I'm curious about this, you know, downhill brake control. I'm on speed 1 right now, I think. I don't know if I can control it with the paddle shifters. It doesn't seem like I can. All right, so maybe it's, it says it's like holding 8 miles an hour. So I don't exactly know how to do it. Oh, forgive me for not remembering how to do the downhill sync control, but it was keeping me at like an 8 mile an hour speed on the way down, and holy cow, look at that. California is one beautiful place. Holy cannoli. Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to take off, I'm going to take off downhill sync control and just do it manually here. For me, I feel much more comfortable modulating my own brakes and letting the truck do it for me, especially since I can't figure out how to control it. I'm sure there's a way to control it, but the paddle shifters weren't doing it. All right. Nice wide turn. And we might be able to carry some speed down on this sweeping right-hand turn here. Going about 18 downhill. Catching some speed. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Little jump. Not quite a jump. That's wishful thinking. I wouldn't want to jump this vehicle. Yeah, it's much happier on this downhill portion of the off-road track than it was going uphill. Now, I don't think I have quite the same amount of undulation in the road, not anywhere close. I don't have the same amount of big rocks on the road. So, yeah, going down was a lot more fun than going up. Ooh, and I'm losing the camera. So hopefully I didn't lose too much of the camera of you guys, but yeah, don't forget that the Tucson, and its sister vehicle, the Santa Cruz, don't forget that they're more than capable, just like that Longhorn, more than capable of handling the off-road. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think about the new Santa Cruz, the refresh here? Just a small refresh. Big refresh in the interior. The exterior is pretty minor, I would say, but really like the changes they've made on the interior here. Still, and those daytime running lights look quite nice. Oh, cool, he found my race box, which I'm not racing here in the Santa Cruz, but it's good to have it. Stay tuned for all my Hyundai driving impressions between the new Tucson Hybrid, the Santa Fe Hybrid, and this Santa Cruz. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.